And now make some noise for Sensefinity! Woo! I'm Orlando. I'm CEO and co-founder of Sensefinity. And with Sensefinity, we can save supply chains over 300 billion euros every single year. Now, we just heard from World Surplus how complex things can get. So if your product starts currently in a supply chain, then you have the problem of the production. You first have to know how it's produced, but then you have a handover to transportation. Now, all the things that happen in transportation are handled by different people. And then it goes along the entire chain to retail, to storage, warehousing, endless steps and manual handovers. How would it be actually if all those steps would talk with each other? Or better even, how would it be if your product was able to talk back to the process? Well, that actually is what Sensefinity does. At Sensefinity, we have a sensor which goes along with your product. It starts in production, where it monitors the relevant data regarding the process of your product. But then, when the context switches, for instance, it enters a truck, it knows that it is in a truck. So it knows, probably you want to know where it is in real time, and you also want to know what the condition of the transportation is. So it starts sending that data automatically to you. And afterwards, when it arrives at its final destination, it will let you go, it's at the warehouse. It will let you go where at the warehouse it is, at which shelf, and you also have the peace of mind, because the system will tell you whenever it's mishandled. So it will send alarms, and you can have a peace of mind when it doesn't send alarms that everything is okay with your stuff. So we have several use cases, but let's look at one of them. Food delivery. We have customers in Portugal and Australia using us to help with food delivery. Tasty trucks in Melbourne are currently delivering every day 28,000 meals. Now, today, they had the problem that they only can sell the meals during 4 hours. But using Sensefinity, they know exactly what's happening in the entire chain with their food. So they are capable of saving many of those meals, thus reducing 20% of waste every day. With Sensefinity, your product has a roadmap to digitalization. Now, it's more than just a sensor. Although it senses temperature, as we saw with Tasty Truck's example, it also can get you humidity, which is important for pharmaceuticals, location, both indoor and outdoor, via GPS, and then also you have the capability of introducing additional industrial-grade sensors. With those industrial-grade sensors, you are capable of really monitoring the entire process. Now, all of this is plug and play. You don't need to know how to program, and you don't need to know electronics. You just plug in those new sensors into the platform. And the best thing, you have connectivity everywhere in the world. Almost 700 GSM contracts, the second biggest roaming contract in the world, are at your disposal so that your data gets sent everywhere in the world. And it gets sent into the Sensefinity cloud, where you have apps to work on those data, or you have APIs to forward it to your already existing ERP systems. We are using today our strong partnerships with strong partners in order to go to market to already established business. For instance, Siemens uses us in conjunction with their RFID portfolio to be able to provide real-time alerts towards the production and also the supply chains of their customers. But we also sell directly to customers. Our direct customers use not only during the supply chain, but also they use our system to provide the compliance and the audit reports towards their customers, which can be retailers or even to authorities. We sell the system as IoT as a service. So everything you need for the system, be it hardware, communications, and software, will be available via a flat rate. 120 euros for a small customer per year. A normal small customer with up to 10 sensors has a lifetime value of 12,000 euros. And the return on investment on a sensor is 3 months. We are currently growing our recurring revenue at a 28% rate every month. And with that growth, we will achieve 300,000 euros of annual recurring revenue. But we have already other projects in the pipeline. So next year, we will reach a 5-fold increase in that number. So how will we achieve that? We have already a very experienced R&D team. We have over 40 patents, and while working at Nokia and Siemens, we were responsible for the most successful transfer project in the Siemens history. Now, to that R&D expertise, we added now also the marketing expertise coming from C-level executives in large global retailers and brands. With that, we now have everything in place which is necessary to transform the way how your objects will interact with your processes. Now, we are Sensefinity, and with Sensefinity, everything connects. So let's connect afterwards. Thank you.
Umami, oh, wasabi, burning on the tongue.